What's up, everybody? This is John Ken Talks. Thanks for coming back and rocking with us again. Um, this channel is really meant to talk about finance, right? We want to kind of position ourselves at the intersection of like current events and finance slash career talk advice. So I think there's a couple things in the news right now that give us an opportunity to do just that. I talked about Bronny James and LeBron James a couple of days ago. I'm going to hit that topic again, just from a different angle, because I still see so many videos, so many articles written about LeBron and Bronny and how he doesn't deserve to be in the NBA, and LeBron, like, how could you use nepotism to manipulate this and take an opportunity away from some other player, and blah blah blah. I'm not going to comment on that. I mean, maybe, sure. But I feel like a lot of that is just missing a broader point, and I want to talk more so about um, how business and things work more broadly. Although I'm going to use LeBron James as an example, I'm not talking about him specifically. Before we move on, hey, if you're listening to the channel or a couple videos in and you like what you're hearing so far, please go ahead and subscribe. Please give us a thumbs up if you think this particular video is providing you either A, entertainment, or B, some things to think about, some things to chew on during the week. Appreciate it. Okay, so LeBron James, Bronny, um, and how business works in general. And far be it from me to talk about every business, but I've been in a couple businesses before. Got some friends that work in some businesses, and I have to get my house fixed from time to time and interact with businesses. Um, so what I have seen is that what LeBron James did is nothing new. And I think in my last video I talked about coaching, and that's just one area where there's a lot of father son duo stuff going on. Nobody talks about it. We're talking about LeBron because he's one of the greatest players of all time, and everything he does is going to be scrutinized. I get it, but um, I want to give us something else to think about. Again, still not. I'm not justifying what happened. I'm just saying let's think about this as well. LeBron James' net worth, you might have just heard me typing, $1.2 billion. It's a lot of money. He's a billionaire. He's up there. Um, However, um, let me look up Jeannie Buss net worth. For those that watch Winning Time, you know who that is. Um, let's see the Buss family. How much are they worth? Looks like they've been taking some losses. 700 mil. What? That can't be right. How much are the Lakers worth? How much are the Lakers worth? All right, there we go. 5.9 billion, right? The Lakers are worth 5.9 billion dollars. LeBron is worth 1.2. And that's just like how much they're worth right now. We're not talking about how much income they've made because LeBron James is part of that organization. And then before that, the Cavaliers, and then the Heat, and then the Cavaliers again. Um, LeBron's given the NBA like 20 years, and they've made billions of dollars off of him. He just got one of those billions. Now, I would love to have 1 billion. I'd love to have 1 million, right? But when you think about ticket sales, when you think about merchandise sales, when you think about commercials and licensing and all this kind of stuff, billions of dollars. LeBron James said, "Hey, I will get 1.2 billion, which a lot of that didn't even come from the NBA salary, and I'll also take $8 million for my son if you don't mind." I mean, he's giving a lot to the league, right? He's giving a lot. Like that's small potatoes compared to what he's given to the league. Not saying it's right and that someone else didn't deserve it. I'm just saying let's think about proportions here, proportionality. Now, again, a lot of 55th picks don't really work out. They don't really see the court in any real way anyway. But whatever. Let's accept it. Bronny was going to play in the NBA regardless. LeBron said, "Hey, I'm years in. I don't know if I have another 2 or 3 years in me to wait for Bronny to get better over at USC. Make it happen now. And Rich Paul, I want you to be calling these other teams and make sure that they know Bronny, he plays for me here at the Lakers. You know, he doesn't know if he has number time. I think LeBron thinks that the personal and the legacy and professional satisfaction he'll get from playing on the same court with his son, even if it's short lived, is worth all this backlash that he's going to get. He had to know that this was going to happen, right? I think he said it's worth it. I think he said, hey, I've given so much to this game. All I want to do is play with my son on an NBA court, take a couple pictures, do a pass, maybe an alley oop, you know what I'm saying? Maybe dunk on him in practice a little bit, haze him a little bit. Like, and like, who gets to do that? Literally nobody, right? So I think he probably calculated this in. So I don't think he's surprised or shocked. I think he knew what was happening. Again, not saying it's right or wrong. Just saying I think this is planned. So there's the idea of the proportionality of the money that LeBron's getting and his son's getting versus what he's made the league. Especially pre like Steph Curry. Like if you think about those times like when he was with the Heat, for example, with the Cavaliers, I bet you can see a huge difference between viewership when LeBron is in the finals and when LeBron is out, right? I bet it's a huge difference. I bet you see a huge difference in jersey sales for LeBron and jersey sales for the top player on the Portland Trail Blazers in 2014, for example. Like I just know it, right? And I bet it's more than $8 million that they're giving to Bronny. Now, another topic here is I've said in another video, like you got to ask, why was this person in position to benefit from a hand up, from a leg up, right? And for Bronny, it's easy, right? It's like he's the son of one of the best NBA players ever. Okay, cool. In our own careers, who are we in a position to help out? There's plenty of people who are well qualified, hard workers, have a track record, and can't get a job that fits their skills for whatever reason. The luck of the draw, they don't have the right relationships. You're not exactly what we're looking for at this time. Are you on the way into positioning yourself for to have the ability to give that person a shot? You know, and I'm not talking about nepotism. I'm talking about someone who legitimately deserves it and just can't seem to get a break. Right? Are you going to be in that position? Let's not talk about, let's not be telling LeBron not to do it. Let's say, how can I be like that on my own scale? You don't have to be a billionaire. Don't have to be an NBA player. Who are you in position to help? Who am I? I got to ask myself that, right? Got some thinking to do, some examination to do for my own self, right? And at the same time, who do you know? I talked about your closest 5 people in my previous video. Who do you know that could give you a leg up if needed? Running the hard times. I'm qualified. I'm ready to work. I'm available. I'm a hard worker. I'm honest. I just can't seem to get past these online application portals. I put an application in, it goes to, cyberspace, a black hole. Hey, who can you pick the phone up to at least say, hey, give my resume a look. I think I can help your company. I think my services are a good fit. I think my product is a good fit. I just need someone to look at it. I just need a meeting with the boss, right? Again, not talking nepotism, not talking the favors. I'm saying I legitimately think, hey, I've been doing engineering for 10 years. I work specifically on XYZ circuit board chip that this job is requesting. And I've also, been, recognized in the industry. I've published articles, whatever. I'm the guy. I'm the girl. Right? and you still might not get the interview unless someone you have a relationship to help you, whether it's a mentor, whether it's a sponsor, whether it's a friend, family member, someone just say, hey, pull that resume. I'm not telling you to pick this person or not, but just take a look. It might be what you want. Who? Right? Um, Again, like, final point here, like, we this type of stuff goes on and we don't notice it or say anything about it all over, like in our face, right? Why do you think certain buildings on your college campus have certain names? Some names are kind of weird. Whoever has the most money and donates to the school gets to name the building, gets their name on the stadium, gets their name on the hospital. It's not fair. There's other people who worked hard, who made better contributions to science, whose names should be enshrined on that building because they discovered a cure for this very rare disease. Doesn't matter who donated $50 million. That's whose name goes on the building. Is that right? Is that fair? I don't know, but it's just the way it is, right? This thing like pay the cost to be the boss, and I talked about it before. Like I think some we can't play in the game of I wish I had a rich uncle. I wish that things were different, but what we can do is be excellent, right? Whether you have resources or not, we can be excellent at what we do, and excellence tends to give you options, right? Sometimes it results in money, but not always, right? But it does give you options. It gives you the benefit of the doubt. If you're the best barber in the city and everybody knows it, right? Whenever you have an appointment at 10 a.m., people will say, "Oh, that's fine. I'll come see you at 12." When you're not the best barber in the city and you have an appointment at 10 a.m., people say, "Oh man, why not? I'm just gonna go somewhere else." Why, man? You get all these problems, right? When you're the best person on your team at work, you get to if lunch is 30 minutes, you take 35 minutes, no big deal, because they know you're good for it. They know you're an adult. If you're the slacker, you go to lunch. It's 30 minutes. You come back in 25 minutes. The boss is still standing there at the door looking at his watch like, where you been? Right? Excellence gives us opportunities. You don't have to get your name on a building or get your son an MBA. It can just make your life a little bit easier. Applying ourselves, being excellent, right? Again, excellence gives you credibility. So when you say, hey, I have a former colleague, have a friend, family member who's really good at this job. You said you have an opening for an accountant. I got a friend that's a really good accountant. Why don't you take a look at his resume? Oh man, you're so good. Your friend must be good if you're referring him. Excellence, right? And so, LeBron, he exhibited excellence. Some people like him, some people hate him, some people love him, hate him. You can't say he can play basketball, right? He seems to be a family man. I don't know him personally, but looks like he's involved in his kids' lives, wife. Not saying he's perfect, but I mean he's checking a few blocks, when it comes to being above average, being excellent. And for that, he's able to make some calls, knowing that it's going to result in controversy. Do it anyway. And, I think instead of, a lot of folks are spending a lot of time talking about how bad of a decision it is on the Lakers, how bad of a thing it is that there is nepotism, how bad Bronny is at playing, at shooting. You should look sometimes at how many NFL, NBA players are the children of former athletes or coaches. Like, so I don't have the stat in front of me. It just came to my mind as I'm about to close this video. But when you look, everybody knows like Steph Curry, Del Curry, right? But I mean, when you look at these draft picks, like there's this narrative, right? Oh man, he's football was his only way out. You know, he made it. Yay. But if it wasn't for football, he'd be nothing. That's not really the case for everybody. Like just look at your favorite team. You know, look at some of the start and just look up biographies, right? A lot of that. I'm not gonna say the majority, but more than I thought. A lot of them are either sons of former players, sons of coaches or assistant coaches or coordinators or executives. A lot of them are, somehow connected to the league, right? Somehow connected to the league. And you can't tell me that just that small connection might not have been LeBron level connection, but, hey, my dad is a trainer for the Jacksonville Jaguars. You don't think that guy's going to get a little bit more playing time if he applies himself? Everything else being equal. Not saying he's going to be able to be a slob, but I think it helps a little bit. Hey, my dad used to play baseball for the Florida Marlins. I play baseball too. Like, even if you're not trying to get an advantage, you can't tell me that that doesn't at least help, right? Now, Michael Jordan's kids, yeah, didn't help a lot. Did you see them play, or him? Not that great. But for some folks, if you have a little bit of talent, it works out for you. Same thing with actors and actresses and your favorite rappers and pop stars. A lot of them, their parents are music executives, right? Their parents run Universal Studios and Sony and all. Again, just start looking people up. The Kardashians, they're all up in everything. That wasn't an accident, right? Look up who their dad and granddad is, right? Um, Not saying they don't have talent, right? But just they didn't come out of nowhere. They weren't nobodies, um, you know. So anyway, I don't know what I'm saying, right? I'm just saying I get it. Um, LeBron placed his son on the Lakers, and it seems that maybe he did or did not actually deserve to be there. Great. What are we gonna do about it, right? I tell you, we're going to be excellent at our craft. We're going to find opportunities that we can give well deserving, qualified people an opportunity. And we're also going to um, expand our network so that when we're qualified for something, we can make a phone call and get an opportunity. Right? That's what we're going to do. We're going to look at that and we're going to say, yeah, I might have a feeling about what LeBron did, but here's how I'm going to do in my life, right? To help better myself and be of service to those around me, right? Okay, that's it for this episode of John Ken Talks. Thanks for sticking around with me. If you stuck around this long, please go ahead and subscribe and give me a thumbs up on your way out. Really appreciate it. And go in the comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know where you disagree, where you agree. Right? I'm not perfect. I like to see your thoughts. Also, if there's any topics you think I should cover at the nexus of current events and career/finance advice, go ahead and put it in the comments. But until next time, it's John Ken Talks, and I'll see you in the next video.